new leases are going out. I immediately raised my brow and was like, no, but I will get you together. That is a mandatory thing that you do when you move in. And once they mentioned that, that's all I needed to know. I already know their game. I called, got a very nasty attitude, and so I went down to the office in person. Yes, I did. Everything kind of flipped upside down. No, that's not the lease I signed. I already see right through you. You said too much. We're gonna get into it. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today is a little impromptu. It's gonna be a little different from what I normally do. Today I'm gonna be discussing the drama, the issues that I've been dealing with when it comes to the property management that our house is listed under. It has been an absolute nightmare. I've had it up to here, and I'm not backing down. We're gonna keep going until they get it right. And I will explain all of that in just a little bit. But yeah, I just really wanted to share what we're going through, because they're not just doing it to me, okay? They're doing it to literally every property that they have. I'm flabbergasted, and I want to share my experience in case you're dealing with something similar, and maybe you want some information on property management and experiences of other things that people have gone through. And I also want to share with you guys some life advice that I wish I would have had. And if I did, it would have literally changed everything. Like past jobs, purchasing a car, banks, all of that stuff. So we're gonna get into it, and just a little warning, I am on somewhat of a busy road. So there's literally nothing I can do about the noise. I could move, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna stay right here. So where do I even begin? Did I introduce myself? Yeah, maybe I should start there. My name is Kayla. I am 33 years old, just turned 33 June 2nd. I am married and a cat mom. And yeah, we live in Washington State, north of Seattle. So that's a little bit of background. And yeah, I'm gonna wait. They're emptying the trash, just doing their job, so I'm gonna let them do that. So today is Thursday, June 30th at 9:25 in the morning. And I honestly don't even know where to begin, but I definitely want to give you guys a little bit of a backstory. So we currently rent a house. We've been renting for, I want to say, 4 going on 5 years. As of today, we pay $12.50 a month. When we first moved in, we signed a 12-month lease, and then after that, it just continues being month to month, which was a great benefit. We pay water, electricity, and gas. And the owner / landlord pays garbage, sewer, and lawn. We live in a 2-bedroom house, 1 bathroom, a garage. Oh, and it has a small front and backyard. And I think that's about it as far as like the property. And when we first moved in, the property was listed under Remax. That was the agency that was there in the very beginning. They had been there for years, and we had 0 problems with them. They were so nice and just very friendly, good energy. It was a breeze moving in. It was perfect. It was meant to be, and it was like the best case scenario. So a few years goes by, and Remax changes to Preview Properties, but the same people who were working in the building were still there. So nothing had changed. And I believe at the tail end of year 3 going into year 4, that's when everything kind of flipped upside down. It was very slow at first, but things were flipping. Remax and Preview Properties was no longer there. It turned into Leading Edge, which is now the agency that we are dealing with, okay? And I have truly had it up to here. So everything had been going pretty good and steady. Like nothing was really weird like during COVID, but as soon as COVID was like over, things got really shady. Actually, it started at the beginning of 2022. So going into the new year, we received a letter in the mail stating that our rent was going to be going up, as well as a $45 benefits package was now needing to be paid. And I immediately raised my brow and was like, no. And I say that because Derek and I have met the owner. We know the owner. We have a good relationship with him. He has our phone number. We talk to him, not like all the time, but he's very nice. He was very impressed and pleased with the yard and things like that. So there was a good relationship. And he told me that Leading Edge, when they first came in, because we didn't hear anything, wanted to raise our rent. He's like, no, I don't want their rent raised. They are good tenants. And I'm grateful that they have continued to pay rent on time and most times early. So he was like, I wasn't going to do that to you guys. And I was so like, thank you for that, because he very well could have. So we've got gold stars, ladies and gents, gold stars. So yeah, when I got the letter, I immediately made a phone call because no, ma'am, that's not what that's not what we're doing. So I called and said, you know, as far as I know, our rent is to not be raised, and you know, what is the benefits package? And she goes, well, it's for renter's insurance, doing the initial walkthrough, a raffle to get entries to win gift cards. I was like, yeah, we already have renter's insurance, and that was something that was just like not required when we moved in, but it was something that I felt was necessary. Okay, so we already have renter's insurance, and we're not doing a walkthrough. First of all, that's already a given when people move in. Like, that is a mandatory thing that you do when you move in. It shouldn't be a part of some benefits package. But yeah, we live here. We're not moving in. Very polite, by the way, very kind, always. She was getting a little annoyed with me because I was testing her. And so yeah, I ended up calling the owner to let him know, hey, they're trying to raise our rent and da-da-da. He's like, yeah, don't worry about it, I got it. So they called me back and said, okay, we're not gonna raise your rent, but we'll revisit in August. So we're coming up on August, so we'll get to it. And if you can show proof of insurance, then the benefit package, just ignore that kind of thing. And so that's what happened. It got dropped, and that was that. So that was January, and then come around the end of February is when we get another letter in the mail stating that we are now responsible for garbage and lawn, and that we need to call City of Mount Vernon and put it in our name. Okay, wait, what? Like, no, that's not the lease I signed. The owner is responsible for garbage, sewer, and lawn. That's not what I signed, okay? No. And so I called, got a very nasty attitude, and so I went down to the office in person. Yes, I did, because no. I refuse to allow the disrespect, and I feel like people are very high and mighty on the phone, but once you get in person, they switch up. So I went there in person and I said, why am I responsible for the lawn and trash if that's not, for one, what's on my lease and what I signed? Like, why? And her reasoning was, she tried saying something along the lines of garbage and waste or something like that is no longer under like the City of Mount Vernon. It changed. And so because of that, I'm now responsible for the bill. And believe me, I'm just as confused as you guys, because I'm like, so just because it's no longer under the same company doesn't mean now I'm responsible for the bill. Like, that's not how life works. Like, that's not how it works. She said, yes, it does. And so, no, I left and I called the City of Mount Vernon. Yes, I did, because I wanted to see what was going on. I said, so what's going on? I'm being told that now you guys aren't under He's like, no. The way we're doing billing is now separate. So we're no longer having garbage and lawn under the same bracket. So it's just a separate payment. payment. It's no longer on one bill, is basically what he told me. He's like, yeah, but no, if that's what your lease states, then that's what's happening. No. And I said, okay, thank you. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. So I sent an email stating I called the city of Mount Vernon. It was very polite and it was very proper, and you know what I'm saying? So I did what was needed. And not only did I get an email back, but I also got a phone call from Leticia. I think that's how you pronounce her name. She is such a sweetheart and has been really good to me. And she's the one who called me and said, I am so sorry about that. Disregard that, you were not responsible. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Like, you can't just come in the middle of a lease and change things around. Like, that's not how things work. Now, I know all states are different, but as far as Washington state goes, like, you can't sign a year lease and then they come in month 4 and want to change stuff. They have to wait till the end of the lease term. So that happened, and nix that in the butt real quick. No, I'm not paying it. I forgot to mention, if you did not change utilities into your name by that certain date, then you would be responsible for January, February, March, April, basically back pay the first quarter. And once they mention that, that's all I needed to know. I already know their game. That's exactly what they're doing. It's coming up on the first quarter bill and they don't want to pay it. That's exactly what's going on. Prices just went up a little. Okay, and they no longer want to pay it, so they want to transfer it into your name. And if you don't do it, then you're going to be responsible for the first half of the month. But if you do it by that date, then they'll pay the first quarter, and then now you pay the... No, I'm not playing the game. I already see right through you. You said too much. You said too much in the letter. So that's what happened. Now we're into June, and this is where it really gets good. Okay, so you guys flabbergasted by this. So we just got done dealing with that stuff, and we get another letter in the mail stating that new leases are going out. Everyone's getting a new lease. They're raising our rent $100, and you guys, I'm not really pissed about the $100 rent raise. Like, I knew it was eventually coming. So whatever, no big deal. But it says the $45 benefits package on there. It also states that all utilities I'm responsible for. It also states that there's a $50 refiling fee for a electronic signature lease that's over email. A refiling fee for what? It's through email. And you guys, the lease is supposed to be effective August 1st, and I have still not yet seen my lease. The only lease I've seen is on their website, and it is a lease template. Everything that pertains to me is blank, but the letter that we did receive had the very little information that I did get. Okay, and this lease, you guys, is actually insane. It is actually insane. I feel like I'm in the little twilight zone. So we no longer have a grace period. Rent is due the 1st, no exceptions. There is a standard late fee and then $5 every day after that. And then so when I asked her about that, she tried telling me that no, it doesn't say that. No, there isn't a flat rate fee. Oh no, there isn't a $5. And I said, yes, it does. Yes, it does say that. And she goes, well, ma'am, Washington state law is that yada, 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 yada. So technically you do still have a grace period. I said, okay, well then why are you having me sign something that doesn't abide by Washington state law? Because once I sign a document agreeing to something else, that's on me. That is on me. And yes, Washington state law, but the only way to go about getting that dismissed is to take you to court. And then so she pulls up the lease because she is persistent on the fact that it doesn't say that. She reads it out loud, and at the very end it notes, you know, the late fees and all that. She goes, oh yeah, I see what you're saying. And then again proceeds to tell me the Washington state law. I said, ma'am, I understand the Washington state law, but I'm not going to sign something that says otherwise. I am not responsible for utilities. And she goes, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. I said, that's not what the owner said. And, you know, I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to throw the owner under the bus because the property management told him that he was not allowed to talk to me anymore. So yeah, that's what I told her. And you guys, this is the way she responded. She said, okay, yeah, I remember you. I remember this being a problem with you. Look, see, I know it's hard to break old habits, but this is why we don't want you speaking to the owner. I said, no, I believe you don't want me to speak to the owner because you guys are doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. Don't you think that if you were to say, hey, just so you know, the tenant is now going to be responsible for the you know what I'm saying? And then he would be like, okay, great. Or no, I don't want her to. Don't you think? And she couldn't answer me. She couldn't answer me. And I said, okay, so I'm a little confused. And then I was going through email as I was on the phone with her. And I found an email from a person on her team stating that the utility change does not pertain to me from her team. And then so I told her, so you're telling me that if I send you over the email from your team that states right here, and I read it to her, and from the owner, that I'm still responsible for utilities? She said, yes. I said, how though? Make it make sense. She goes, well, you're doing a lot of talking, you're doing a lot of saying, but you're not showing me anything, is what she said. I said, oh no, I'm forwarding it over right now. You can look through it. She goes, yeah, I'll look through it. And I said, yeah, okay, you do that. And so Gail got a little sassy with me and I kept my cool. I was very proud of myself for that. I kept my cool. And so I sent it over, and then what else? But they also want you to show proof of car insurance. Not only that, but anytime the cops are called or anything like that, they're charging you a fee for sending a sheriff deputy out to your residence. There's a lot in there about marijuana, vaping, drugs, growing, controlled substances, like all of that. There's all of that in there, which I get it. The times are very different, and I get that they have to cover their ass. And while I have you here, I might as well throw out a few more fees for you guys so you can really get the gist. So there's a move out fee when you move out. I believe it's a $200 fee to do the walkthrough. $200 fee to do the walkthrough. There's also a fee for cleaning the carpets, but I'm sorry. What was my security deposit for? I thought that's what my security deposit was for. I thought that's what that was for. There's also a fee for them to change the locks when you leave. That is not my responsibility. So that's in there, and a whole bunch of other things, you guys. It's just been a headache, and yeah, we're coming up on July 1st and I still haven't seen anything. I know I just talked to her and, you know, she's looking into things, but, yeah, I refuse to sign something that I don't agree with. And that's the thing, you guys, like, there's laws that protect you. And that's where I want to get into the advice portion of the video. This is the best advice I can give you guys. And listen up, because this would have saved my ass in so many different scenarios, okay? You need to make sure that you cross your T's and dot your I's. Anytime that you are dealing with a loan, purchasing a car, renting a house, if you get served, if you get in a car accident, dealing with collections, bankruptcy, anything, you guys, anything like that, you need to document everything. I'm talking the instant of what you're dealing with, the date and times, who you talked to, a brief description of what you talked about, their first and last name. Every time you called and left a message and they didn't respond, you need to keep track of all your emails. Again, phone numbers, who you talked to, who they transferred you to, what time. Like, again, you guys, cross your T's and dot your I's. But to take it a step further, you need to print out all your emails, conversations, documents, anything that is on the internet. You need to print it out, because God forbid something was to happen and it be wiped away and now you have nothing. And for those of you who work at restaurants, anything to where you get tips and you don't get them right away or whatever, you get a tip check, you need to keep track of every tip that you make. That's what bit me in the ass way back when I worked at Sakura. Have to protect yourself, because everybody else is worried about them. They don't give a fuck about you. Companies they truly don't give a fuck about you. And the world is, I don't know what's happening, but it is, it's so sad. And again, you guys, they're not doing this to just me. They're doing it to everybody, and it's not right. So yeah, that's what I've been dealing with, you guys. I've been talking a hot freaking minute out here, and that's just the update. I would love to know your rental horror stories or anything that you've experienced when it comes to renting, landlords, things like that. Share your experiences below. I would love to know, because I know I'm not the only one, and I know that some of you over on Instagram are dealing with housing issues currently, and my heart goes out to you. Everything will work out, but you gotta take action. Be kind, be respectful, stand firm, don't back down, stand up for yourself, don't let people walk all over you, and don't tolerate any disrespect. Okay, and document everything. So that is it, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't even really know what to call this. But yeah, thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed, give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here and you like me, you're vibing, consider subscribing before you leave. I'd love for you to join the fam. Enjoy the bloopers, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. So yeah, I would love to have you. Yeah. 922 angel numbers. Oh Lord. And before I get into it, I just want to say that I am kind of on a busy road, but not really, and there's literally nothing. Yeah, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah. Yes sir, leave. Can you leave? Thank you. Bye. No, we love our trash man around here. They are hard workers. So, oh yeah, he's gonna whip around again. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll give you a little brief catch up and background. Excuse me, I am disgusting. So while I have you here, I might as well just throw out a few more fees that they have. Sir, your dick stinks. Oh my God. Okay, he is actually on one. He's on one. Like, okay, my lips are chapped. Holy fuck. As of today, I'm gonna say it again. You need to if this guy doesn't turn off his fucking car, I'm literally going to go ape shit. He's like 12, wanting to be a big boy.